Yeah, I haven't seen it. I know Sean is going to want to talk about it. I also wanted to, speaking of things, as you have noticed probably by this point in the podcast, it's just me and Derek here, actually, if you want to
yeah, it's the B team, sorry, B crew.
So, sorry, A team, Eric and Kevin and Garrett and Brian and Slop Dog.
Right.
Couldn't be here this week. I do apologize, but just me and Derek, a lot of, stuff going on, a lot of craziness, so we're just here. I know Sean wanted to talk about that, but also trucks.
Yeah, speak up now.
I also wanted to talk in depth about E3, and I know Sean wanted to do that too. He went on the last day. Derek didn't attend.
I did not go.
But Sean did on the last day. And we had a lot of stuff. I wanted to just touch on it briefly. I know that he has more to say, so I don't want to go into it too much this week. We'll do that next week, because Kevin was there for a little bit of time too. But it was just my brief thoughts. It was fun this year.
Was it a good E3?
It was a good E3.
Was it one of the better, best E3s?
It was consistent across the map, but here's how that works is Microsoft and Sony, neither of them did bad. Microsoft, it was almost like people were scoffing going into it because of how much has happened with the Xbox One and, all the stuff going on with them. So people were kind of scoffing going into it. They didn't waste anyone's time. They showed up and were like, okay, here's 10 games the hardcore audience is really going to like. All right, thank you. And some of them, well, in both Microsoft and in Sony, some of the games were like, okay, this would be cooler if I was 14. But regardless, hey, that's their audience, and they didn't waste time. Microsoft didn't have anything about the Kinect or about, you know what I mean? There was nothing goofy. It was just like, hey, we've got a new game by Platinum, which looked really cool.
Yeah.
We got a new game, that's, what is it, Project Spark, I think it's called, where you're going to make your own game. And I don't know anything beyond that. But it was a lot of stuff that's just like, hey, we're doing this, and this, and this. Good night. I was at Sony's keynote. I actually went to that. I was front row on that. And that was really cool because they bust us in and there was a carnival of free food. So I got, shout out Sony brand chicken and waffles. Thank you for that. But anyway, there were really no surprises. It was all that stuff you want to play? Here's when you could do it. Okay, cool. It was safe. Sony and Microsoft were safe, but that's not bad. Neither of them screwed up. It was safe, PlayStation TV, a little box for your TV. That was cool. I'm ready to, a new Uncharted game. Okay, I'm ready to get that. It was just kind of stuff I'm ready for. No surprises. I think the other guys that went too will agree, Nintendo dominated this year. Nintendo showed up and they were the only company that was, hey, we're not taking ourselves seriously. You guys know, we did a video leading up to E3, so that's true. But their whole keynote and press digital event, whatever that they did, was we don't take ourselves seriously. And every game they showed was like, oh, you're really gonna have fun with this. This is really gonna put a smile on your face. It was all about how to make you laugh or have fun. It wasn't talk about demographics or lifestyle or whatever. It was just, hey, it's fun. Look at this. And their booth represented that. Their booth was just tons of playable, fun stuff. That was it. So I played a lot of that. We'll talk more about that maybe next week when Sean and Kevin, whatever, are here. But we played a lot of the new Smash Brothers. And Yoshi's Yoshi game made a yarn. That was really cool. Zelda, the Dynasty Warriors Zelda game. We'll talk about all that, I think, next time. But the new Smash Brothers is cool. I had fun.
The new Zelda is open world. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Crazy. I played an open world Zelda once.
Did you? Wow. Did you have early access or?
Yeah, real early access.
Really?
Yeah, 1987.
Oh my god! Wow.
It was called The Legend of Zelda, and it was on the Nintendo Entertainment System. And they literally just dropped you in a field, and you could go anywhere you wanted. So mind-blowing.
Is that a fan mod? I'll have to get that. Is it on Steam? Or is that
That's the crazy thing? That's the crazy thing? No, I'm shaking my head no.
Okay.
It's every Zelda ever has been like that except for the last one. So that's
I'm gonna
interesting.
have to go. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand this. I'm gonna have to go play them all.
Big news.
I'll get back to you.
So I heard the announcement. The new Zelda is open world. Shocking.
I am shocked.
Shocking, because they've all been open world. I thought.
I thought too, but you know, maybe more so with this one. Hey, if that's their commitment this time.
No, I get it. I get what they're saying.
That's cool.
It's real open world.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
the only selling, I didn't go to E3, as we just said. The only selling point I heard was, new Zelda, holy shit, it's open world. And I was just thinking, like, hold on a second.
yeah, I thought the same thing. But visually it looked cool, and if they're really committed to major expansiveness, that's going to be awesome. But
it will be cool. My favorite game of the last few years has been Skyrim, so I think they're going to try to tap into that expansiveness.
And I think too, if you remember, the day Skyrim came out, I think that was the same day Skyward Sword came out, and that really exposed what needed to happen.
Yeah,
because both those came out, and it was like Zelda was like, oh, go to these one of 3 areas. Oh, really? Meanwhile, I'm not even into open world stuff, but there was no denying, like, Skyrim was doing something that was like, whoa.
Yeah, you could just explore.
You know, and I say I'm not that into open world. For the most part, I'm not, but if it's a really fascinating world, I will be. And I feel like Zelda's ripe for that. I want to try that, you know.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
That will be cool. But anyway, so they just kind of touched on that. That wasn't really there, but like I said, they had a lot of playable games. And we'll go into that more next week because Sean and Kevin got to play those too, and I think that would be cool to talk about with them. But anyway, it was a good E3, but again, outside of Nintendo's booth, very safe. But you know, you go to Nintendo, Microsoft, go to Sony and Microsoft, you go to their booth, and it's like, okay, cool. But it was a lot of just indie games and stuff. Nintendo was the booth that brought the thunder. When you went there, they had every new game you wanted to play. I spent the most time there. Honestly, I spent most of the time I was at E3 at Nintendo's booth. Nintendo, you killed it. Job well done. You win E3. E3 winners.
That's for Nintendo.
They put awards a lot of times on their booth, like Game of the Show from Destructoid or GameSpot. That's ours. Just print this image out. People at home, get this image. Go ahead and just print that out. And next time you're at E3,
hold on. Do it again.
Leave it at their booth.
Hold on. All right. Screen cap that.
Screen cap that.
Good.
And then just leave that at whatever booth you think is the best. That's our award. We don't want to do the work because obviously that we'd have to walk around, but I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, fuck that. I got a text message from some people wondering if I was in LA for E3 because
oh, really?
They didn't invite me to go to the show floor. They asked if I wanted to go to any E3 parties.
Yeah.
Which I said no, because I was not at E3.
Oh.
Did you experience any of that side of E3?
I did. You know what's funny is I did get, we got invited to some parties and couldn't make it to just about any of them because of either appointment or having to come back here or something. So I didn't really see that much. Other than, like I said, that keynote, the Sony keynote, and there was a lot of free food. That was cool. Other than that, that was it. Now me and the other guys did get to go to an appointment for an Oculus / Morpheus / Neo Trinity style game, a VR game. We got a private little appointment on that. Oh. But we'll talk about that next week because I want the other guys to be there. They hadn't seen the Oculus stuff before. I want to talk about that next week. It was a really cool game that was kind of behind closed doors and off the beaten path a little bit. And I want to talk about that, but we'll talk about it next week. Anyway, so it was fun.